What's up YouTube, it's Winfrey, back with another Madden video for you guys, and today we're going to start our series walking through, in my opinion, the top 5 players at every skill position in the game. I mean, mind you, these ratings lists probably aren't going to last for that long, maybe a couple weeks at max before new cards come out and replace players in this top 5. But generally speaking, the reason these players are in the top 5 are because of a few stats and a few archetypes. So even coming back to this video months later, you'll be able to see why cards are good and then find the maybe doppelganger to that card that just has better stats in that same category as we go. And I will say just in advance, this list is probably gonna be a little different than most that you would see or most that you would think. I don't want to give the basic top 5 that anybody's going to give. I'm genuinely giving my top 5 and who I think is the top 5, but with a little bit of a different emphasis on what makes them the best card, if that makes sense. So there might be some that you agree with and there might be some that you don't agree with, especially as we get into some other positions. But we're going to start at quarterback and then we're going to move throughout the rest of the offense and then move to the defense. And these players really aren't going to be valuing or taking into consideration price a ton. I will do another series at some point looking at, maybe when I'm done with this one or as I walk through this one, do one episode of the best just overall, and then the next episode will be the best budget QBs. That might be what I end up doing, but this is looking strictly at the best players if you want to know if you're looking for a God squad or whatever that may consist of. And we'll have a few honorable mentions, but yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into the top 5. Coming in at number 5, it might shock you, but it is the brand new quarterback Randall Cunningham. He has really awesome stats. They're very, very good, but the thing is, at this point in the game, and I really feel like throughout the rest of the year again, there's so many quarterbacks that have good stats, and what really differentiates is who gets the best abilities. And in my opinion, different abilities are more valuable than others, especially some that are really popular right now. And again, this is just my opinion. This isn't objectively true. This is who I think is the best. So at number 5, we have Randall Cunningham. The reason he comes in at number 5 is because he's an improviser archetype. There are some good traits in the improviser archetype. I know he gets roaming deadeye for 1 AP, he gets escape artist for 3 AP, but the thing is, I don't use escape artist. It's 3 AP, and I feel like it's kind of a bailout, a get out of jail free card, which I personally don't like to use. So I have Randall Cunningham coming in at number 5. He has 88 speed, which is 89 powered up, really nice. And then he meets all of the throw accuracy thresholds once he's powered up, 80 for short, 85 for mid, 90 for deep, which is nice. But this year, quarterbacks don't miss a ton of throws, and we'll look into more of that later. 91 throw power, which is really good. And then he has 91 throw on the run, and then 88 play action, 87 throw under pressure. So this card definitely is not bad at all. And in this top 5 list, you can't go wrong with any of these quarterbacks, depending on what you prefer. But for me, with Randall Cunningham, being an improviser, being a quarterback that's going to be scrambling and throwing, he doesn't get any superstar abilities for me that I think put him ahead of the other players on this list, especially to be at potentially lower speed as we dive into it. But the reason he's at number 5 is because I don't value escape artists all that much, and I think there are much better attributes that can be put on a quarterback, superstar abilities that make him better overall. So Randall Cunningham is going to be coming in at number 5. All right, coming in at number 4, this is a card that I think people are going to be shocked about and disagree with the most out of all 5 on the list, if I had to guess. It's Brett Favre. This card has really good stats on paper, and he's a really good card, but there's one other card that I think that puts Brett Favre at number 4 on this list that's the same archetype, but I think is better for a couple of reasons. Brett Favre, as you can see, has 93 throw power, 90 short, 87 mid, 89 deep. So again, powered up or with go deep, he will meet all of the thresholds. And he's a strong arm quarterback, which does get good abilities. I know he gets Gunslinger, which is like really meta right now. It's the best ability in the game, and I was on it before anybody else was. Just gonna throw that out there. And I don't know if he gets roaming deadeye. I don't know what speed you have to be at with strong arm to get roaming deadeye, but I doubt he does get it. But he does get set feet lead, obviously, and he gets gunslinger. So this card is really, really good, but I'm putting him at number 4 for one specific reason, and I'll explain that reason as we get later in the list. He could potentially be better than numbers 3 and maybe even number 2, depending on what you like, but because of one specific card in the game that is the same archetype that I think is better, Brett Favre fell to number 4 on this list. Number 3 on this list, who we're going to be looking at, is actually a team standout, Derek Carr. The reason alone, the sole reason he's on this list is because he's a field general and he gets Hot Route Master. I personally do not use Hot Route Master. I'd rather just have tight end apprentice and have other things on my quarterback and backfield master on my running back, but to each his own. And the reason I put him here is because I know a lot of people value Hot Route Master, and I think this is the best Hot Route Master game in the card right now, simply because his speed is better than Dan Marino's. I'm sure Dan Marino has better throwing stats, although Derek Carr does reach the short and mid thresholds. He doesn't reach the deep, which has to be 90. But again, I don't think quarterbacks really miss throws. I've had Vick has missed a couple of throws from me, but like maybe 3 to 5% of the throws I throw are actually missed, are just straight up inaccurate when they don't meet the threshold. So I don't think it's a big deal, and I'm going to take that plus 20 speed, the scrambling ability. They need to put up a spy, or else I'm going to be able to get 5, 6, 7, 8 yards consistently. And he has Hot Route Master. That's why this card's coming in at number 3 on the list. Coming in at number 2 on this list for me is going to be Vick. He's my favorite quarterback of all time as a Falcons fan. And this card is very, very good. He's known as the scrambler when it comes to Madden. He has 91 speed. He has 93 throw power. His accuracy stats, he meets the short with play fake. I'm pretty sure he meets the mid. And you have to have go deep on him to meet the deep, which is unfortunate. He's one off, even with power up, because this is his limited. And I put the limited up because there's no reason to not get the 92 Vick. You can buy his base card and then complete the challenge for his power up and get him up with training. But this card is very, very good. The reason he's at number 2, Scrambler is probably the worst archetype in the game for quarterbacks, but the reason he's number 2 is because of that speed. No one else has that speed in the game. If on my team, which he is on my team as the backup, he actually has 94 speed because I have Falcons 25 out of 50. And this card is an absolute beast. He's missed a few throws. He doesn't get a few of the superstar abilities that would make him OP. Like if he got Gunslinger, he would be the number 1 QB in the game for the rest of the year for me. And as soon as he does get Gunslinger at 97 overall, he will definitely be my quarterback for the rest of the year. And it's kind of annoying. I understand why they had to do it, but he has the same throw power as Josh Allen and as Brett Favre, but he got Scrambler instead of Strong Arm, even though he does have a strong arm. But if he got Strong Arm archetype, that would be completely overpowered. It would be completely broken, and I understand that. Even though, yeah, he might be a strong arm, he's known for scrambling, and I wish he would have gotten an improviser instead, but it is what it is. He can't get Escape Artist and Roaming Deadeye. They both only get the 3rd slot, which is kind of stinks. But because of his speed, because of how good this card plays, he's going to be number 2 on this list. Now, before we hop into the number 1 player, I wanted to give a few honorable mentions to a couple of different players. Marcus Mariota. 3 of the 4 players that are honorable mentions are basically the same exact card. You just have to pick your poison. This card is the cheapest. He is a great budget card with 89 speed. He meets the short and mid accuracy, but he unfortunately doesn't meet the deep. And he only has 89 throw power, which kind of stinks, so you won't probably be throwing a ton of deep balls with him anyways. This is definitely a good card. He's a good budget card with 89 speed, and he definitely is an honorable mention on this list. Next up on the honorable mention list is Kyler Murray. Again, this card is very, very nice. He's selling for like 50K more than Marcus Mariota, but he has similar stats, 89 speed. He does have 1 higher throw power, and this card can be powered up. His short accuracy is there. His mid accuracy can be there with play fake, but his deep accuracy can't. His still on the run is 88, which is nice. He's 5'10", which in some situations can be hard, but overall, this card is a very good card. I've seen some people use him and have some success with him, and he definitely deserves an honorable mention spot on this list. Next on the list for honorable mentions, we have Lamar Jackson, who's kind of phasing out. For the longest time, he was the only card anyone used, just because he was the best quarterback in the game. And we got an 89 on like release day, basically. 89 speed, 87 throw power, which is actually very, very low. And then he meets the short accuracy mark, but doesn't hit medium or deep. So he has decent stats. He's actually probably not as good as Kyler Murray or Marcus Mariota, and he's for the same price as Marcus Mariota. But again, he can be powered up, so those stats can go up one. He would have 90 speed there. And he will get a card in the near future if I had to guess. But overall, this card is very good. Definitely would be on a top 10 list, and I think deserves an honorable mention spot. The last honorable mention on this list is going to be Dan Marino, that field general. Some of y'all might have seen it coming. Best pure pocket passer in the game. He can meet all the thresholds with if you put go deep on him. But the big hit with him is 57 speed. You have to sit in the pocket with him, or else, you know, there's no point in leaving the pocket with him because of that 57 speed. So he's on this list as an honorable mention. If Derek Carr wouldn't have come out, he would have been probably at number 5 on the list because he is a field general. But because Derek Carr came out, and he's a field general with better speed, with throw stats not being as important this year, Dan Marino had to take a seat in the back, and he's moved down to an honorable mention. Now, the best quarterback in the game, in my opinion, you see him on the screen now, is Josh Allen. The 89 overall team standout for a couple of reasons. He's 6'5", which is nice. But the beautiful thing about Josh Allen, he sells for much less than Brett Favre, who's also a strong arm. But Josh Allen he meets the short, he meets the deep when he's powered up, or the mid when he's powered up, but he doesn't meet the deep. So he meets short and mid, doesn't meet deep. But the thing with this Josh Allen card is his speed. He's the same archetype as Brett Favre. He meets 2 of the 3. And again, the throw stats aren't super important, but he gets 82 speed, 83 speed powered up, and with Sprinter he has 85 speed. If you have a full build steam team, he has 87 speed. This card is absolutely insane. The reason he's absolutely insane, again, is because of his abilities. So actually, I have Michael Vick at my backup slot, but Josh Allen, he has plus 2 more speed on top. So he has 85 speed on my team. He has 98 throw power on my team. He meets the short, he meets the mid, but he doesn't meet the deep, which stinks. But again, that's not super important. As you can see on the left, on his card, actually, I have Omaha because that's just what I like to run. I hardly ever get it. But Roaming Deadeye and Gunslinger. Roaming Deadeye is one of my favorite abilities in the game. I've had some nasty plays with it. If you're on the run, if you leave the pocket and you let go of R2, even if you're still running, he will throw a dead accurate pass no matter where the receiver is on the field. He can be on a deep post. Even when he doesn't meet that throw deep threshold with Roaming Deadeye, it overrides his stats, and he's going to throw a Deadeye pass anyways, which makes his card insane. And then Gunslinger, I think it's the best ability in the game. It honestly might need an AP nerf, but for 1 AP you get quick draw and set feet lead on all your passes, not just on when your feet are set and you lead the pass. On every single pass you're getting set feet lead. I don't know if it's as fast as set feet lead, but it is actually an amazing trait. And if you saw my previous video, you knew this was coming. I think this is the best quarterback in the game, hands down, and it's not even close, and he's not even the most expensive. With his speed, with his throwing stats, and with his abilities, he is extremely good. And again, once Mike Vick gets Gunslinger, he will be the best to me because of his speed as well. But Josh Allen right now to me is the best card in the game. I've run some read options with him for 20 plus yards, and I can sub Mike Vick in to throw somebody off guard, because a lot of times they won't play conservative on the read option and they won't put up a QB spy. So if you can get some good yards there, or if you can sneak in Michael Vick and run a play without them noticing with a QB spy or with their read option on normal or aggressive, you can get some huge gains. So this Josh Allen card, by far the best quarterback in the game to me, and I'll stand by that for as long as I live, until another strong arm or another player gets Gunslinger that has better speed and better stats than Josh Allen. But I love Josh Allen. He's the best card in the game to me. I have a couple of clips of what he's done, or one really specific clip that I put in the last video, but hey, I might as well put it in this video right now just to show you guys how amazing this card really is.
What's this play called?
PA shot post. Doing it. What a dot. So yeah, that's just one throw that he's made for me, and again, he never misses throws for me. He missed one throw that I can think of, and it just because it happened last night in squads playing with my friend, and he just overthrew a touchdown. But that was the one time out of hundreds of throws that he's done it. So I'm telling you, if you're looking for the best quarterback in the game, look no further than Josh Allen. He is the best card in the game for speed. Unless you need Hot Route Master, there's no reason, or you need someone like Vick with his speed, there's no reason to not get Josh Allen. So yeah, guys, that's going to be my list of my top 5 quarterbacks in the game. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agree with it. And if you don't, let me know in the comments. Give me your top 5 and the reasons why in the comments. But I love superstar abilities, and the more you play, the more you see how much they affect the game, which is pretty crazy, very, very nice. But that's going to be it for the top 5. Look out for my top 5 budget quarterbacks coming out soon. I'll have to do some more research on that because I don't know a ton of the best budget quarterbacks in the game right now. But that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.